are capable of winning races. But you can't do it alone. It's time to elevate your game.
We check. Monday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and the live coverage of the Dirt Slingers Racing League. Jess and Jim's Steakhouse. Big block modified series on Monday Night Thunder. Williams Grove, the scene of all the action here tonight. Got about a dozen drivers checked in for this one. Not as big a field as was anticipated, but nonetheless, when the stars come out at night, well, you got to put them on the big screen. And that's what we're doing right here. 40-lap feature for us after a couple of heat races this evening. Round number 18 of the season. Only a couple of more races left in this series before they close out the first half of 2025. It has been a long one. Total of 20 races scheduled for the season. Ups, downs, lefts, and rights. Got drivers with 6 wins, 5 wins, and a plethora of drivers behind that with a single win each. And Ben Jolly is a mere 81 points from taking over the series points lead. Quick reminder this week, show tonight, show tomorrow night. ERA postponed from last week. They will run this finale Tuesday night. Wrap up their season. Nothing for the rest of the week, and I think the week after that, though, we start getting back into it because we'll have Mondays and Wednesdays, and we're going to catch a few Thursdays here and there with the Netcode guys, their Summer Sizzler series. So it'll pick a little bit back up. If you're the first time watching with us, you're over on YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo. Hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook with us, like, share, and follow. Make sure you say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Got a favorite driver? Shout them out. Always fun. We love to interact with everybody. We'll look here. Garrett Boyd, former series champion. Ben Jolly currently not on the track. Here's one. There's a guy. We don't see him often in the big block, but Trevor Roy, and I guarantee you're going to see him at the second show tonight. You're going to see him with the Rocket K Logistics 410 Outlaw Sprint cars on I-55 here at 9:30 Eastern. You'll see the 90 car in that one for sure. There goes the 924 of Ben Jolly. Back out to make some laps. Quickest in the session right now, 1970. He and Nick Ham. Nick Ham, 1971. It's like a 19709, so it might as well be a 71. But Mr. Ham, just as quick. Should be a pretty good show, good battles. This is a good track for these guys. It's always fun to put them on the half mile, especially these big, long paper clips. You'll get to see some of that bumping and grinding right there. Be sure you say hello in the chat. I know we've got some people, let's see, Gordon, Bill, and DJ still waiting for some prizes from the Tuesday night shows. I have yet to go pick those up, guys, and truly my apologies for that, but life and work have been ridiculously busy, and I barely have time to do this stuff. I have to shut myself down early on show nights to make sure that I don't run myself ragged. It's going to be fun no matter what. We're going to have a great time here tonight. 2 shows tonight, 1 tomorrow night. It'll be 2 shows next week as well, but it'll be different nights with different vehicles. We're waiting for some of these series to kick off their summer seasons and give us some more racing. So we ask patience from all the great viewers and fans. All right. Practice session is about to wind out. That means we're going to put a couple of heat races together. They'll run 8 laps each. They do score points in their heats, so fortunes can change pretty good. You can pick up some points in your heat race that maybe somebody you're battling for a points position with won't get because they don't finish as well as you do. So we do that. Hello, Mr. Bill. Yeah, I kind of got yours figured out. I just got to put it all together, and I am, well, I have not been going very fast with that, I'm afraid. Sadly. Let's get ready for heat race number 1 for Jess and Jim's Steakhouse Big Block Modified Series. It's going to be the 21 former series champion Garrett Boyd on the pole, and 5-time winner this season, the 924 Ben Jolly. Jolly gets great pill draws. Man, he is at the front every freaking heat. That is awesome. Nick Ham, row 2 to the inside. He's in the 45 car still. That is a tribute car. And then 73 of Larry Moon would be on the outside of that row. Then you're going to see Giovanni Mungin. The 141 on the inside of row number 3 next to Trevor Royer. Royer in the 90, and he will start P6. Hello, Mr. Vinny. Bill and Adam in the chat. Sure do wish you'd get back in the car on Monday nights there, Mr. Adam. All right. I think they'll go around twice. I don't think we pulled the one to go thing yet. We'll watch that pace truck. If it ducks off in turn 3, they're going green. If it doesn't, well, then we're going another lap. It looks like we are going another lap because he didn't even try to duck into the pits right there. Well, you should have. I know last Monday night, from the big blocks all the way through the sprint cars, there was not a single caution flag in either race the whole night long. The bar is set fairly high. These guys are going to have to try to do that again. We'll see if they can survive this one. I can tell you that race at I-55 in the 410s coming up in a little bit is going to be... Them guys are going to have their work cut out for them. They are going to have a handful. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, though. Some of the best in the business coming in there and getting after it. Pace truck getting out of the way. Time for heat race number 1 to kick off the evening here. Dirt Slingers Monday Night Thunder. Garrett Boyd on to the throttle. Green flag in the air. Through 1 and 2. Jolly looks like he's stalking Boyd already. Ham slid up to 3rd. Trevor Royer on the outside of Mungin right there. And Mungin going to slide in behind. Got a lot of information from Giovanni last week after the race. And I'm pretty sure it's Mungin, not Mungin. So we're going to try to make that alteration. It's become a habit, and you know how it goes. Boyd out front. Nick Ham working on Ben Jolly in the 45. Muscled the 924 up and off the line down the front stretch. Now they're going to stay side by side as Ham couldn't find enough momentum out of the bottom of the corner. Can he get there again? No chance at all. In fact, this time Jolly pulls out by 1.5 cars. Moody is 4th, Royer, and then Mungin in that 6. All these guys, nose to tail, they are basically drafting around this place. Boyd is holding it down out front. He's got the middle line working. That's keeping that car pretty wide. You can't get under him and get the bite to get the drive. Going to have to get him on the entry of the corner, which is exactly what Jolly tried to do. Ham tried to do the same. He and Jolly make contact. Now Ham goes to the high side. That's not going to work, and he knows better, so he cuts underneath. Whoa! We ought to have a caution for that, and we do not, unfortunately. We're going to have a little post-race review. As unfortunate as that is. Coming around to 2 to go. Boyd Royer. Ham is still in the third spot. Mungeon right behind that. And it's a ways back to both Moody and Jolly. They're both still on the racetrack, but both quite a ways off the pace. Moody had to come to a complete stop to keep from pushing the door in. We're on the final lap here, and I thought for a second that Ham was going to go after Royer. Maybe get into that door too. Boyd will take the win. Royer going to be second. Mungeon at the line ahead of Ham. Moody coming home in the fifth right in front of Ben Jolly. And Tiny Dancer, I agree. I don't know if he's going to the hauler. He may have a post-race review. All right, let's get ready for our second heat race. It's going to be the 52 of Chris Haddon on the pole. And somebody returning to DSRL, and I think this is his first time with us in the big blocks in the 7 car, Connor Dudek. Also, the same for a sprint car legend on iRacing, the 111 of Kenny Hoffman. And Hunter Dunn in the 69 on the outside of row number 2, and he'll have Matt Croakey lined up to his backside, though. Croakey can choose inside or out. He's in the 2 car, and he'll start P5 in this one. Scotty King, you ought to be in here, buddy boy. So 8 more heat racing laps, and then the outside row will be determined. The inside row was determined in that first heat race. The outside row will be determined in this one. Whoever wins will start on the outside of the front row. Everybody else will file in behind. They'll get ready for 40 laps. We're going to give them about 5 minutes of time to work a little bit more of the track in, try to get a two-groove racetrack here before we go to the feature tonight. Well, I get it. Little Benadryl in the milk, and let's get ready for bed. Don't you dare tell Amber I said that, because she might come and find me. That would definitely not be pretty. All right, final heat race for our big blocks here.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. We're back to racing. Out of 2. Down the backstretch. You're looking. Dudek's got the lead. Hoffman slid up to second. Oh, spin out for Mr. Haddon. He's going to be in the infield. That's probably going to do it for him. He'll park it. He'll start at the back of the feature tonight. But Connor Dudek in that 7. Man, he is out front. He is running away. Hoffman moved up to the second spot. Croakey up to third. Matt Croakey, first time with us in the big block. So a lot of newcomers. They're all in this one heat together. Hunter Dunn, the only guy that's been here more than once in the series, and he runs in the 4th spot. But Dudek, he is getting out of here. He is out to almost a full second on this thing. And we are just now halfway through heat number 2. All kinds of windows popping up since that last update. That's no fun. At least they're not popping up on the screen. Dudek out of 4, 3 to go. Hoffman not closing the gap one bit. In fact, he's losing ground. He's out to second and a tenth, almost 1.2 seconds that time by. But I'll tell you what, Matt Croakey is closing up. He's picked up about 2/10 on Hoffman the last couple of laps here. He's been just a tick quicker. 2 to go. 3 cars remaining. Hunter Dunn took the 69 to the infield. Something amiss on that car. He'll get it fixed before we get to feature time. White flag coming out this time, and Hoffman carved a little bit out of that. Pulled a 10th back in. That time, Croakey lost quite a bit. He actually had a big problem down in turn 3. But it is going to be Connor Newdeck, heat number 2 winner. Hoffman and Croakey second and third, then Dunn and Haddon making the outside row complete for our 40-lap feature. A little bit of warm-up time, and it is time to go for the big show here in just about 5 minutes. Some things happening in the next couple of weeks. The 23rd of June, right here, 9:30 Eastern. Slightly altered show to what you used to see in the big blocks first. We'll turn around with the 410 sprint cars at Knoxville Speedway. That show may kick off right about a quarter after 9 Eastern because the pre-race show. Special guest slated to be Bob Baker, the executive director of the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, and a very famous sprint car driver, the one and only Champagne Shane Carson, scheduled to be on the show. We'll talk to them for about 10-15 minutes, and we'll get ready for our big 410 sprint show from Knoxville with the 41-lap feature. We've done this pretty near every year since the passing of the late, great Raging Cajun Jason Johnson. And it is always a big draw. It's always a lot of fun. Special deal. I will not call the race on the play-by-play. I will have my good friend, K.R. Stolfus, in here doing that. I will go down, take over race control, and see if I can't give you guys one hell of a show on that night. And then July the 7th, final show for a couple of weeks in the Monday Night Thunder stuff. Doubleheader for the Wing 360 sprint cars. It'll be at USA Speedway. Sprints for Freedom. That'll cap off the season, and we'll have a special champion for that. Midwest Truck Series kicks off again next Wednesday night, the 25th. July the 22nd, well, we're going to do the big IndyCar race at Milwaukee, where we're going to give away a couple of tickets to the IndyCar race at Milwaukee in August. I was looking at the registrations there, Tiny Dancer. We may have to do something spectacular. We need to draw a handful more drivers. Not sure how long they're going to give these guys. I'm hoping they give them a little bit, let this track kind of get slicked out. That would be nice. Be something else all season long. Oh, they're not going to be trucks? You guys are going to sprinkle in other cars? You're going to sprinkle in Road courses? What are we doing here, Mr. Adam? Oh! Kenny Hoffman just kind of took it down into turn 3, and that car never settled. Slid right up into Connor Dudek there in that warm-up. We're going to have bicycle races one night instead of trucks. Foot races? What are we doing here? It's going to be something else. Giovanni Mungin. And I thought for sure he was Team SSR. I found out that he's not on that team, which is fine. It's my mistake for assuming, but Speed Asylum is where he hangs his hat. Oh boy. I've just been informed that they got this scheduled for 75 laps. I don't know, man. Whew. I don't think they're going to be able to do. Well, they might be able to do 75 laps. How does one get into this league? Oh, www.dirtslingersracing.com. At the top right, there's a button that says join, and then you can choose the series that you wish to race. So the boys are going to run 75 laps tonight. Just for the fun of it. I don't think it's going to take us all that long. I think it's going to be just fine. Big special event deal here. You know what? We throw a surprise at them every once in a while. Sometimes you show up at the racetrack and the whole schedule is different. So there you go. Schedule of events is a little bit off. Either way, it's time for the big show. And we're going to kick things off tonight with a front row that consists of the 21 of Garrett Boyd and the 7 of a newcomer, Connor Dudek. The 90 of Trevor Royer next to the 11 of Kenny Hoffman. Giovanni Mungin. The 141 and the 2 of Matt Crookie make up row 3. Nick Ham in the 45 in row 4 inside, and he's got Hunter Dunn, the 69, to his outside. 73 of Larry Moody. 4th row, 5th row inside. 5th row in the 73. And Chris Haddon in the 52. And on the back, well, you know, it's kind of fitting. And that 924 gets to start out back. We're going to see how good that car is. There we go. Kenny Hoffman got it fired and got it rolling, so he's going to be able to rejoin the field. But the 924 on a win streak. And he is really close to taking over the points lead with just a couple of races to go. So, kind of fitting that we give him the back row challenge tonight. I think Mr. Mungian has decided he would rather fall to the back, took an EOL to get back there, stay out of the fray early in this one. That is still a lot of cars for Ben Jolly to pass, and he's got some fast guys up front. They showed it in the heat races. Yeah, BC, make sure that you put that you saw it on YouTube in the part of the application where it asks how'd you hear about us. All right, we are ready to go green. It is going to be 75 laps tonight from Williams Grove for the Jess and Jim Steakhouse. A big block modified series with just this and 2 more races to go for that wonderful 4-pack of Jess and Jim Steakhouse ribeye steaks, which I have heard are amazing. And actually, I know they are because I've been up there and had one. We are underway, 75 laps all the way around. No caution laps will count tonight. Hopefully we won't have any. That would be absolutely insane. If we can go 3 races in a row, 2 big blocks and a sprint car race with no caution. I want to give the guys credit for the I-55 race tonight that they can do it, but man, that is a tough place, and that car's got so much power. We'll just have to wait and see. Dudek around the outside, grabs the lead from Boyd on lap 2. Hoffman is now working the high side. Here comes Croakey around the top. He gets around Royer. Now right behind that, Dunn on the outside of Nick Ham. Ben Jolly, 8th place back there all by himself. A little synchronized shaking going on here between the 69 to 45. That's going to allow Ben Jolly to get right up there. He pushed on the back here, 69. Trying to push him down the straightaway back around the 45, and it didn't work. Now he's going to go to the inside, take the spot away on his own, move Jolly to 7th. He's looking for more. Nick Ham having trouble getting that car to turn on corner entry. I'm watching those front tires. They'll turn in, they'll go straight, they'll turn in again, and that car is just sliding up the hill. Let's go to the front. Dudek and Hoffman. 0.6 of a second. We saw this in a heat race not that long ago. Yeah, special event tonight, man. We're giving away one of our Midwest barbecue equipment spice rub packs. Big special event tonight, Scotty. Spur of the moment thing. Sorry we didn't tell you. We didn't tell you because we didn't freaking know. Until somebody told me a minute ago. We set this up for 75 laps. Why not? It's a half mile. We did it at USA. Let's do it here too. Dudek staying out in front. Man, he is doing a fantastic job out there. Hoffman, Boyd, Croakey, now Royer. There's Ham. Ham's going high side. Ben Jolly up to 7th, and he's kind of stalled out right there. Going to try to follow Ham through around Royer, and I don't know, Royer not giving up positions very easily here. Trevor Royer, not necessarily a big block modified guru, but you put him in a dirt car, I think he's going to be good to go. 3 wide. Can he go out on the top right here? A little too close to the fence, maybe. Right rear slid off in the fluffy, lost a lot of momentum. That's going to put Jolly and Ham around. And now those two will go side by side right behind Garrett Boyd, who gave up another spot to Matt Croakey just a couple of laps ago. I think this thing has got a good feel to it. We aren't beating and banging. We aren't racing too close. The guys are being patient, picking them off one at a time. What a deal. That's what these cars are supposed to do. Big, long endurance type racing. They're supposed to do 50, 100 lap races. So let's give him 75 at a half mile. Oh, a little tight getting in there. Good job, Ben Jolly, keeping it out of that left rear corner of Nick Ham. It didn't even slow Ham down. Ham got alongside Boyd right there. Nick Ham, a winner this season. I think he came in second last week in the feature. Garrett Boyd, a multi-time feature winner and a former series champion in this division. He is not going to just roll over and give up. Here comes Jolly back to it. It's Croakey, Boyd, Ham, Jolly all together. And they are third, fourth, fifth, and sixth right now. It is only 6.5 seconds from the lead to Larry Moody back in 11th place. That's barely half the track. Passing going to be a premium, I think, here. Longer we go, and we are about, we're starting lap 15 right now, so we're about 20% of the way through this thing. Up front, Kenny Hoffman, known for his sprint car prowess, all over the 7 car of Connor Dudek. And Hoffman expanding his horizons, I guess you could say. But he is looking strong here tonight at Williams Grove in that 111 machine. He is going to make a bid for the lead coming out of turn number 4. The momentum line is going to keep that space. I think if he just sticks with it, that bottom side eventually is going to pay off. There goes Nick Ham with a big slider. Boyd crossed that over. Got back to the top side on him. Boyd, Ham, and Jolly have been three wide multiple times, and they are going to stay 3 wide coming out of turn number 4. Oh, little touchy-feely. Everybody's going to drive away. I don't know if anybody got any bent parts out of that. But Nick Ham now up to 4th. Jolly and Boyd got a little friendly with one another down the front stretch. Dunn still hanging on in 7th, right in front of Royer. Then Moody and Haddon, Mungian, all there together. They run 9, 10, and 11. Connor Dudek, Kenny Hoffman, well, they're not done battling side by side. That time Dudek closed the entry line off. I think maybe Hoffman was going to go for the big slider, and Dudek closed that line down. This time Hoffman will be all the way alongside. Will Dudek give him the squeeze play? No, he does not. Kenny Hoffman, for the first time tonight, new leader at the line. Hoffman tried to slide up. I don't think he thought he was clear, and he may not have been. But he rolled off the throttle and didn't complete that slider, and Dudek goes right back by him on the high side. Hoffman's going to have to get back to work one more time. In low, drives it hard across the bottom. He does not slide it up. He's trying to use that grip strip down there low. If the car doesn't slide a little bit on the exit of 2, I think he may have been alongside. It might have been sealed right down here. Fantastic battle up front. And Hoffman gets there, but the momentum coming off the high side is just too much. That time Hoffman, big mistake down on the bottom side of 3 and 4. Ham thought about a move into on Croakey, and it just wasn't going to be momentum for him, and he had to really check the car down. He lost about 4 car lengths right there. The track is going through a phase where passing is going to be very difficult. You're going to have to get a little bit of a mistake from the guy in front of you. You're going to have to be perfect in what you're doing to execute that pass. We're a third of the way through this thing right now. We're completing lap 25. 50 laps remain. These two have been out front from the onset. They grabbed the front 2 spots on about lap number 2, and they have done nothing but battle ever since. Dudek is trying to keep the car in the middle, trying to cover that cut down line. See what Kenny Hoffman is seeing as he works to get by. A lot of momentum this time, but not quite as good as what Dudek did on that slider line. He closes in. Croaky's got his hands full now because Ham has the momentum line on the top side. New third place car. Nick Ham finally took him 29 laps to get onto a podium spot. Ben Jolly now in 5th. Boyd behind that. Dunn, Royer, Mungin, Moody, Haddon. Caution for the first time. Larry Moody's got a problem. Oh, Larry Moody had a problem because Giovanni Mungin had a problem. Mungin's car is broke. Let's go back. Let's actually get on a different car. Let's see what happened to Giovanni here. Oh, he clipped that fence where it bumps out right there. And Moody was committed to the line. He had nowhere to go. Moody's car heavily damaged on the front end. I thought Mungin's car might have suspension damage, but I think it was just sitting funky down there. And no, he's got damage. Lots of it. Rear end seems to be loose in that 141 car. Trevor Royer back on track. Whatever his problem was, he ran in. They took a look, threw a couple of bolts and wrenches at it. Looks like they might have it fixed. So right now it's Dudek, Hoffman, Ham, Croaky, Jolly, Boyd, Dunn, Haddon, Royer, and then Mungin and Moody. If they can return, they'll come out 10th and 11th. Mungin hit that fence, spun the car around. It sat in the middle of the track, and Larry Moody was just trying to figure out which way to go. Chose the middle, thinking Mungin's car would move one way or the other, and T-boned him right in the right-hand door. Now we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. We almost made it halfway. We made 30 laps before we got a caution. Last week we made it 70 laps without one. We went 100 laps in 3 races before we caught a caution. All right, pace truck's out of the way. Dudek immediately jumped on the throttle, and Kenny Hoffman pretty much had him timed up. And now they got to deal with all the cars being stacked back on top of one another. Croaky into the fence, kind of got squeezed there. Then Jolly, trying to react to that, squeezed Boyd up the track a little bit. They'll sort it out. Pretty much come out in the order they were running before we caught the yellow. Matt Croaky along the bottom takes the spot, keeping Jolly behind him. And I thought for sure that outside line was going to have enough momentum right there to really make that a tight race. Croaky right through the middle. Opened the gap right back up. Front two are the two that can't get away from one another. They have been beating and banging and battling for a while now. Around the top, Hoffman with a good run through the center of the corner, but the short way around is going to give Dudek the lead by about a car and a half. Awesome racing thus far. Front two, definitely. They got away from third place there during that long green run, and they were just kind of fighting it out amongst themselves. Now Nicholas Ham is right there. 3 cars will be under a blanket fighting for the win. Dudek, the only car on the bottom side in 3 and 4. He goes right back to the top in 1 and 2. Alongside, Ham cut the car down just a little bit early. He pulls up beside Kenny Hoffman. They have not lost touch with Connor Dudek as they start to race one another. Up the hill with the slider line. Hoffman crosses Ham back over. Now he'll clear him. He's got to make up 5 car lengths, though, because that's how much Dudek opened things up while those two were battling. Croaky's got his hands full. Ben Jolly to the high side, and Ben Jolly moves to the 4th spot. Croaky going to try to fight back. Oh, a little tap in the back. He's going to get his car checked up. He's going to lose a spot. He'll give up that 5th spot to Garrett Boyd. He got square into the back of the 924. Now takes a spot back here in turns 1 and 2. I think Boyd might have got up there and got over the cushion and into that fluffy stuff. Lost a lot of forward bite. Trevor Royer trying to give it a 3-car battle for the 5th spot. I'm going back to the front because the action is intense. All 3 of them trying to find a line that will get them an advantage over the other 2, and nobody has been able to do it, although they've been 3 wide a couple of times. That time Hoffman went all the way to the bottom. He got alongside of Dudek. What'll he do down here in 1 and 2? He'll do the same thing. I think there's just too much momentum off the high side. They'll be side by side into 3 and 4. Can Hoffman have a perfect exit in turns 3 and 4? No way. Dudek finds a little bit of room. Straighten the car up, get a big run down the backstretch. Hoffman has it half a car getting to turn 3. And now he's got to roll the car nice and smooth on the bottom. He's got to get it straight on the exit here, and he can't do it. And that's how Dudek keeps getting back by him. The entry to 3 nowhere near as good as the entry to turns 1 and 2. Looks like a replay of last lap. A little closer this time. Hoffman just by a skosh that time. It could have been the thickness of the paint on the bumper on the front of the 111 car. And Ham is trying to use that same line as long as Dudek is stuck on the top. He is going to try to do the exact same thing that Hoffman's doing and then trying to do something different than Hoffman's doing once they get clear. And I'm putting a lot of assumption on the fact that they're going to get clear because Connor Dudek is working the top side perfectly, and he is staying right in this. All it's going to take is a tiny slip out of Hoffman. That might be the slip, because Hoffman slid to the middle. No, it is not. And that time, Ham is going to get a good run. So Nick Ham is going to go to the point, or to second place. I'm sorry, around Dudek. Look who's closing in. There's the 925 of Ben Jolly. So we're going to have a 4-car battle for what appears to be the last 27, 28 laps of this thing. And now Hoffman has moved his line just a little bit. In low, slides out, diamonds the corner a little bit, tries to get back to the bottom in turn number 4 there. He's starting to open the gap up a little bit on Ham. He's pulled it out to about 5 car lengths now. Dudek still sitting there in 3rd. Good run off the bottom of 4. He'll race alongside Nick Ham. Kenny Hoffman now has opened it up to 0.7 of a second. Ben Jolly's car starting to fade a little bit. He was right in this group right here, right at the back of this 3-car battle. He made it a 4th-car battle, and now he's falling back by about 15 car lengths. 24 laps to go this time. Ham and Dudek. Good battle for the 2nd spot. Man, Dudek almost had the left front tire dragging around that fence on the inside of turns 3 and 4. He was so close to it. Ham is getting good exit speed. He is really able to get the throttle down. That car is coming to life and coming up to speed quickly on these straightaways. Ben Jolly getting run down by Trevor Royer. Trevor Royer in the top 5, trying to make it in the top 4. That mistake right there will hurt him. Put the camera on him and ruh-roh. I'll tell you what, it is all about Kenny Hoffman right now with 21 laps to go. He took the lead about 7 or 8 laps ago, and he is opening the gap. He's 1.25 seconds ahead of this battle, and these two aren't done with one another. As they are back side by side, Ham on the high side, Dudek on the bottom. A little closed door action right there, getting into 3 and 4, and Ham got in just a little hot. He's going to go find some fence up at the top of the track, and that'll put Dudek back into the 2nd position. Ben Jolly. Company once again, the form of the 90 car, Trevor Royer all over the 924. There goes Larry Mooney to the infield. His night may be finished. He, Haddon, and Mungeon. Trevor Royer with a good run down the bottom. Got into the side of the 924 as Jolly was trying to close that exit line off. And he keeps running that little diamond line right there. Royer keeps seeing the door open just till he gets to it, and then it shuts on him. And Kenny Hoffman yarding the field right now. Hoffman, 1.6 seconds. Dudek was just as fast last lap, 3/100ths. That time was about 1/10 slower. Ham was about 1/10 slower than Dudek. Royer now around Jolly. We missed the pass. Happened down in turns 1 and 2. Trevor Royer, the fourth, and he is faster than the car in front of him. In fact, Trevor Royer is the fastest car on the track. He ran a 21:58. The leader ran a 21:59. That time a 53 and a 56. Everybody else in the 6s and 7s. Kenny Hoffman. Maybe not just a sprint car racer after all. I know Connor Dudek has got some prowess in all of the dirt cars on iRacing, but Kenny Hoffman, I've always seen him as a sprint car guy. May have to change my way of thinking. Here comes Nick Ham trying to make another run at Dudek. And Royer's trying to make a run at both of them. He has been consistently quicker. The second quickest car on track every single lap unless he's the quickest. He's closing in on this battle. He's got some time. He's got another 11 laps to get there and maybe put himself on the podium. Now we'll see him again here in a little bit in the sprint car portion of the show. Jolly is still 5th. Croakey back to the 6th spot. Boyd is 7th, and Dunn is running 8th. And Dunn is right there coming out of turn 2. And Kenny Hoffman, well, Kenny Hoffman, he's in the middle of turns 1 and 2, so about a half a set of corners behind. He equates to about 3.5, almost 4 seconds. Trevor Royer was the fastest car on the track the last time by 0.3 of a second, and now Nick Ham has got to know he's close. He's got to be able to just about hear him on the exit of these corners, right about there. He's got to hear that 90 car. Sliding up that racetrack and getting to that fence is not going to help his overall time. Kenny Hoffman picking the pace back up. He's down to 21.5 for his lap times. Everybody else is 7s, 8s, and 22-second laps. Hoffman's got to hang on for 6.5 more laps. He's out 3 seconds on Dudek. Dudek has just about 0.6 on Ham, and Ham has got about, 8 car lengths on Royer. And Royer is coming now. Royer almost alongside. That time he was 1.5 quicker than the 2 in front of him. We'll get the wave lap this time out of turn number 4. It'll be 5 to go for Kenny Hoffman. We're going to watch this battle 2nd, 3rd, and 4th because I think it's going to be a battle, especially for 3rd. That time, Royer, big run through the center, and he just doesn't have the speed on exit. Ham tried to shut the door on the entry, but Royer's car was already there. Royer off the bottom of turn 4. He's going to have the spot clear by a car. Ham going to try to go just a little bit lower. He's going to hook the 90. Going to give him a shot, a shove, a push. We're going to have a caution.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
We saw it there. Let's go to our drone cam. If he doesn't clip the fence right there, he may be able to hang on to that. So it's going to be about a 3-lap shootout. Kenny Hoffman. A 3-second advantage for him erased. And that is going to change some things up at the front because that is going to put Hoffman, then Dudek, and then Jolly, and then Croaky, Boyd. I don't know, Mr. Ham. I don't know where Mr. Ham went. Royer's car, well, he took it off the track. Hunter Dunn took his off the track, so I think we're just going to finish with about 5 or 6 here. I think if Hunter Dunn comes back on the racetrack, which it looks like he's trying to, yeah, he's going to roll out. It'll be 6 cars. That may have been Mr. Ham's second this evening. I don't know. Looks like Trevor Royer is officially done. And he was making a great run there. Up through the field. He's probably had a shot to end up on the podium. Pace truck's out of the way. 3 laps remaining.
Green flag, green flag.
A little bit of a wonky lineup at the start of this, but it looks like they got it sorted out. They're going to go right back to single file. 3 to go that time by. Dudek still second. Jolly took a peek to the inside. Croaky is right there. Boyd right on top of both of them. So we come out of 4. 2 to go the signal this time. Matt Croaky up top trying to make the long way around work. Not enough momentum out of turn number 2 up there. I think 3 and 4. Top side does have a small advantage. White flag this time by. Hoffman and Dudek easily out in front. Who's going to finish third? Looks like it's going to be Ben Jolly. He cleared that by about 3 car lengths right there. But Kenny Hoffman comes in, and in his first start in the Big Block Series, he'll go to victory lane at Williams Grove. Dudek second, Jolly third. Boyd is going to come home fourth with a last lap, last corner pass. Croaky fifth and Dunn in the 6th spot. Then it's Nick Ham, Trevor Royer, Larry Moody, Chris Haddon, and Giovanni Mungin. Mungin. So let's roll them around here. On the front, we'll try to get, there's Ben Jolly. He's already in, ready to chat. We'll get ready to talk to him. We'll get ready to talk to. Hopefully Connor Dudek will make his way there. And then we'll talk to Kenny Hoffman as well. So let's grab Ben Jolly and talk to him. Ben Jolly, got a copy? Hey, Ben, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. Interesting little run tonight. You guys got in here. You got a little bit of a surprise. 75 laps for your feature this evening. Did that change your mindset any?
No, it didn't really change my mindset, but this was actually my longest ever race. I mean, I've never had 75 laps before, so I was just kind of coming here. I knew I had to save tires and fuel and just all that usual stuff, so I came in here with a good mindset. I mean, I finished the P3. I saw that, I think 90 and Nick getting into it a little bit. I saw them banging doors like 2 or 3 laps, and then I knew they were going to get into it, so I just kind of kept my distance a little bit, so that's about it.
Well, we try to do the longer races at the bigger tracks, Knoxville, USA, Williams Grove. Tonight, a little bit of a surprise to everyone that it was 75 laps, but a good showing and a good run. One caution, really, till we got down to the end right there. And, you know, this track looked like it was going through some changes. Everything was good on the bottom at one end. It was good at the top on the other. And the next thing I know, you guys are having to run all over the place just to try to find grip.
You know, this track actually does change a lot. I mean, it was around the boards for a while and cut down, but I try not to cut anyone's nose off because I know that happened in the heat race with me and Nick. But I'm sorry for that. And I know it was actually there for the middle a little bit, so we were just running there, trying to keep our distance from everyone, so we didn't get wrecked by anyone or anything, just in case anyone else got into the wall or anything, because the backstretch wall, that comes out a little bit. So if anybody hits that, you're going to probably get collected in it, so we tried our best and held on the third.
An awesome run. Should put you in the points lead going into the final 2 races, man.
Yep, that's definitely a big help. Dalton wasn't here tonight, but wish he was with us, so.
All right, man, some shout-outs and thank yous. We'll let you get out of here.
Yeah, I gotta thank Randy Johnson for this setup. This thing was amazing this race. Funk Signs for the lettering, Paladino Metal Fab, Mr. Lawn Care, and you guys for hosting and putting on these shows.
All right, man, thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the run. We'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Yep, thank you.
That is Ben Jolly finishing in third. Now we'll move on. The guy hasn't been at DSRL a lot. He raced here back in the day. Comes back tonight. He starts on the front row, and he ends up coming home second. Connor, good return for you.
Yeah, thank you. That was a tough one. 75 laps around this track. It felt like forever. As soon as we hit that first caution, I thought we were about 50 laps into it already, and it turns out it was barely even 30.
Yeah, well, I was telling Ben, I said, you know, it's kind of a surprise to everybody, including the broadcaster. We had a 75 lapper, but I will say we did 75 laps when we went to Knoxville. We did 75 laps when we went to USA. So the big half-mile tracks, that's really what these cars are kind of for, is these big, long, I don't want to call them endurance races, but these longer lap races. And it seemed like you guys all handled it like pros out there.
Yeah, the track was super tacky when I got in here, and with the low car count, it took a little while. But with all those laps, the track came into form pretty quickly. Me and Kenny and Ham had a pretty good race going there for the top 3 for a while. I think we had to have been side by side for at least 10 laps for a while there. We were door to door the whole race.
Yeah, it seemed like we had 3 wide for about a third of the race, honestly. And, you know, when it is 3 wide, you know this track is big and wide, and I'm sure that you're well aware of who those drivers are. It's pretty good to be able to come in, know you can put your car bottom, middle, top, and trust all those guys to do what they're supposed to do so you guys can race hard.
Yeah, I had to go to the bottom a little earlier than I wanted to there, since I didn't put enough fuel in for this one. I came across the line with 0.2 left, and then actually ran out coming to the podium, so I'm glad I was able to. I think that caution that we got with a couple laps to go there was enough to save me, to get me to the end, but I didn't have anything for Kenny. He ran a really good race.
Well, an awesome job tonight, man. We hope to see you in more of these races as time goes by. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you go.
Yeah, shout out to you for running the league and the broadcast. We all appreciate it. And then, congrats to Kenny Hoffman on the win, and my teammate Matthew Croakey back there in 4th or 5th, I think he ended up. This KHR team we have has been rolling really good, so big thanks to everybody over there. And then all our sponsors and supporters: Fusion Setup Shop, Aces Up Sim Sports, Focus Built Sprints, Casey Simon Cinematography, Dudek Sim Designs, Victor Fuel, KSMS Racing Media, and just everybody that helps make our program go around. It means a lot. So we're hoping to have a good run coming up here next in the 410s.
All right, man. I was going to say, hope we get to see you in the sprint cars here in just a little bit. Thanks for chatting with us, and I'll see you in about 20 minutes.
Yes, sir, Roger. Thank you.
Connor Dudek, he finishes second tonight, and he finishes second to his teammate, and I said it during the show, this guy has all the prowess in the world in the sprint cars on iRacing. I haven't seen him in too many of the other cars, but he comes in here tonight on one of the longer races of the season and kind of took control of this thing about midway and never looked back. Kenny Hoffman, not just a sprint car driver.
Yeah, yeah. I've enjoyed modifieds. I think I actually won one of your Thanksgiving races at Knoxville in the modified too. It's definitely different cars to drive from sprint cars, and a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to just step away from sprints here and there and dive into something else.
Well, normally it's a 40-lap feature. It's a 75-lapper here at the half mile tonight. When you first saw that it was a 75-lap feature, what were your thoughts about that?
I was actually excited. I really like running longer races, especially. Yeah, that's honestly why I kind of started running a little bit more fender cars here and there. It's just something I enjoy. I think it's just a whole different strategy than running it. Sprints, you just run it as hard as you can for 30 laps, 35 laps, and when you run these cars, I feel like it's kind of better to save a little bit. So the strategy part or something I like, and yeah, I mean I love the longer races.
Well, we'll have to think about that going forward for some of these tracks. But, man, you come in your first league win, not in a sprint car at DSRL, and that's got to be exciting too.
Yeah, for sure. It's I haven't really been able to run much this past 13 or 12-week official season. Just I haven't really been around, and finally starting to get some more time to dip back into it. It's pretty cool to get another DSRL win, especially when it's not in my main car of choice. So hopefully here in 15 minutes we can show up and have something at I-55 as well.
All right, man, some shout-outs and thank yous before I let you start getting ready for that.
Yeah, just shout out to this whole KHR crew. They've been holding it down for me since I've had some time off here, and I know Croak was running good tonight, and he ran out of fuel, unfortunately. Shout out to Connor, he ran a really good race. Thank you for letting me in to run tonight, and huge shout out to our partners in Aces Up Sim Sport, Casey Simons Photography, DSD Designs, KSMS Racing Media, Bocusville Sprints, Fusion Setup Shop, and yeah, I think that's it. Everybody else, if I forget, thanks for everything.
All right, man, congrats on the win. I will look forward to seeing you at I-55 and the 410s shortly.
Yep, thank you.
Kenny Hoffman picking up the win here tonight. Jess and Jim Steakhouse Big Block Modifieds, his first ever non-sprint car feature win. It was good to see him in the show anyway, and it was a little surprising to see him not in a sprint car. But, man, he came out here and showed that he's got some prowess in some of the other cars, too, and I like that. I like when a guy can go multi-genre, kind of like the Kyle Larsons of the world, who can just jump in anything and run good in it. That makes it a lot of fun when you get to see those names, because you already know what those guys are capable of. It's good to see them show it in not just one discipline. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, because I thought that was fun. I love a big, long race for these big block cars. We'll have to think about some more of that with DSRL. See if we can put some more of those longer events in. About 15 minutes, we'll come back live. We are going to shut the show down for just a little while. I have got to go get a beverage, come back and get ready for I-55, the little bull ring with the big wing sprint cars in just a little bit. That show coming up here shortly. Then don't forget about joining us tomorrow night for the season finale for ERA, as they will crown a champion tomorrow night in the pavement late model stock cars. But thanks for being here. Without you, there's no reason for us to do this. With all the awesome leagues giving us fantastic racing like you've just witnessed here tonight, there is nothing to cover, so a high five and a pat on the back all the way around there. Till we see you the next time, peace and love to everybody. Keep the rough